So while it sounds simple, 90% of them aren't doing it. So it makes a difference.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
I mean, I've always been a showman. So that's really what pushes me. I mean, is that I can't stand doing things like everybody else. I just can't. I don't know why. Like, I was the kid where if everybody was going and playing in this one area of the playground, I'd be like, you know what I'm going to do? True story. I'm like, I'm going to go find this big thing to break with my hand. And like, I found like this big, like crumbly rock. And I was like, hey, everybody, watch this. I'm going to karate chop this. Like, what the heck? Why did I need to do that? I just couldn't stand the idea that I was going to be the guy that went and did what everybody else did. I want to be the guy who did the new thing, the cool thing, the innovative thing where I had control, where I could put on a show. And so that's, I think, what pushed me. That's what pushes me so many times to be creative is I go, okay, I can do better though. There's got to be a better way to reach someone. I don't like status quo. Status quo is usually 10 years behind. Okay, right? Like, let's be real here. Like, every time you jump into something that someone's already been doing, you're behind. Right? So I'm the guy who's like, okay, instead of riding the next coat wave, why don't I be the next coat?
100%.
And everybody can ride my wave. I love that because as I'm sitting here with you guys, hey, here's what I do. So I'm in the Facebook groups and I started to join some other Facebook groups and see this stuff going on. And I was like, this is legit. There's people really in here talking about real estate and asking for help in a multitude of ways. Some of those ways are moving posts. Okay, easy. Hey, we're moving, right? Looking for a realtor post. Again, these are the obvious ones, but I'll share some less obvious ones. How about, hey, we're selling our couch. Why do most people sell their couch? There's two reasons, right? One, they're replacing their couch. Super easy. And two,
They're moving.
Yeah. Right? Okay. All right. I said, okay. All right. So there's even more posts that I don't know about that I've been ignoring for as long as I've been on Facebook. How about when they ask about schools in an area? Right? Let's be honest, guys. We'd normally scroll right over that. Some mom's chatting about schools in this area and you're like, cool, kid and school stuff. And you keep scrolling right on past it to the next thing. Why does anybody ask about schools?
That's actually the one that I know of. Weirdly enough, like of every post, that is the one that I personally know that person's moving.
Love it.
It's the only time that, I mean, I'm not sure, like for us, we have like caption areas where, you can only go to certain schools, you got to be within a certain radius and all that stuff, right? And I know this because when we've moved and family have moved, like they're like, we want this house, but we then can't send them to the school we want. So they'll then go, is there any good schools in this area? And then you instantly know that they are looking for a house within that catchment area. And the nice thing about that is you can usually find the catchment area as well off the school. It's usually online, it's public.
Yep, easy.
So then you're like, okay, well, I know they want to be in a radius of, 10, 15 miles of that address, look like that. And they're looking for a house there because they want to send their son or daughter to that school, right? So that's the one. But that's the one I do know of because
that's the point, right? Is that that's one of, and honestly, good on you because a lot of people don't pick up on that. And the reason why is because we're all self-centered. Let's be honest. Like we're looking at ourselves. We're thinking about what we want from others. Even when we're scrolling for posts, We're not looking for how we can help. Again, being honest, there's nothing wrong with this. We're looking for a particular person to say a particular thing that we want them to say versus what are people saying and how can I serve them within those needs. So when I changed my mindset from what I want from people rather than what people want from me or what I can give to them to support them, I started to broaden my horizon. How about when someone asks about amenities? Hey, what's the amenities like over in Nashville, Tennessee? Only 2 reasons. So you got a 50-50 shot. They're either coming for vacation, right? Or they're moving there.
100%.
It's so simple. What are the jobs like in this area? How are the jobs? How's the crime? Anytime anybody asks about any area, it's almost one of 2 reasons: vacation or visiting or moving. Super simple, right? So then I was like, all right, I think I'm onto something here. I'm excited. Forget about all the hundreds of Facebook messages. Let me get into these comments now. Then I started to comment, and I think I did 1 or 2 comments that were like bare bones, like, hey, I'm here, basically, let me help you, right? Well, here's the thing. Remember, I do not like doing what everybody else does. Well, I looked at the 300 other comments from agents on those posts, and I said, wait a second, they're all saying the same thing. They're saying, hey, I've been here 25 years. I'm a local. I love this place. Experience, local, happy, go lucky. Great. But the next person also said, hey, born and raised here. Local, happy, go lucky. Love to show you around. The next person, same thing. And so my brain's like, ding, ding, ding. Opportunity, say something different. So then I'm pretty bold. And I was like, okay, I got to say something that they're not saying. So instead, I would try to address the topic that the person brought up. Schools. Okay, let's talk about those schools. Instead of talking about me, let's talk about them and what they specifically were asking for. Like, are we seriously going to just blatantly ignore the question just to plug ourselves? And I'm not insulting anybody. I'm saying our minds just do that naturally. We just do that. And so I said, I can't do that. They asked about schools. So guess what? Since nobody else wants to talk about schools, I will talk about the schools. And that started to be good, but the engagement rate was still really low. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. So one thing I realized is I need to make sure I tag their name in my comment. And I only learned this, thought of this. It sounds so simple, but again, go read the comments. Most don't tag the author in their comments. They just respond. Okay. But here's what happens. And I learned this because someone commented on my post and then someone had tagged me in a comment. And the difference is that when they tagged me in the comment, when I click the notification, it brings you right to that comment. Interesting. So now I'm putting them and I'm making sure that I'm trying to get them in front of my comment versus just having to scroll through and hope they see it. So that was a big change. And it sounds silly, but I'm telling you, go read the comments of any post, and 90% of the agents aren't tagging the person in it. So while it sounds simple, 90% of them aren't doing it. So it makes a difference. But then here's the thing I realized as I'm scrolling through and I'm not getting the leads. Okay. I'm like, why? Why am I not getting the leads? And I'm looking at these people who are veterans of the area. I'm new, remember? They've got 300 reviews. They've got teams. They've been around. Their kids go to school with the people asking for a real estate agent in their local area. What do I have to compete? And I'm an honest guy, man. I don't have as much experience as these agents. I don't. I've got good knowledge and I had good work ethic, but I really didn't have that much uniqueness to me. So what do you think I did? I had to go create something unique, something that nobody else was willing to do. something that wasn't done. So what I did is I went and I created a whole entire package that I offer: a relocation service,
I
a
love that.
moving package, a financial review every year, and a bunch of other things that I knew nobody else was offering them.
So you went above and beyond of what a regular realtor does to not only become their trusted point of contact and person, the go-to person to do one of the biggest transactions that they do in a year, right? Or in their lifetime, or at least once in their lifetime. But then you also combine that with like, how can I earn your repeating business by staying in touch with them? AKA you've increased the lifetime value of that customer, and you became a resource for all of these other things, which means now you can also earn business from your referral partners or your strategic partners, right?
Oh, it's going to get good. Just you wait.
Wow. All right, we're on to something, guys. Strap on your seatbelts.
So one thing I want to underline in what I just said is that, remember, what is the things that I just listed? Relocation service. Who does that benefit? It's not a trick question. Who does it benefit? Does it benefit me or them?
Them.
Them. Yearly financial review.
Them.
Them. Moving package.
Them.
And everything else on the list benefits them. Because what I did is that when I was looking at this, I realized everybody was still talking about themselves, even the big dogs. We're the top team. We sell 300 homes. And I said, do people actually get convinced by that? I said, because if that was true, then wouldn't everybody drink Coca-Cola? Because they're the big dogs, right? Nobody would drink any other brand other than the biggest. But that's not how people work. We want to share similar beliefs. We want to have someone in our corner that we feel is the best option for us. And most of the times, we don't care if they're a big dog or a little dog. We just want to know that they're the perfect person for us.
But they just care.
Because they just care. And so that's why I created something unique. Because I saw someone, everybody said, I'm available. I love my clients. Great. I'm not saying you don't, but how does that equal one, value? You can't quantify that. You really can't. What does it mean you care for your clients? What does that mean? How is that a benefit? Guess what? My dad cared for me and he still spanked my butt.
Show
You see what I'm
tell.
saying? Right. And so I said, you know what? Screw it. I don't have as many reviews. I don't have as much experience. I have enough, but I don't have as much. I'm going to focus on things that address needs. Divorce, death, and moving are the top 3 most stressful things that people experience in their life. So how about I just alleviate some of that stress? The moving package, relocation service, all these other aspects. So then I compiled a message that I would send to them. And then here's how the process works. Message. There's a very strategic way that you write these messages. You always address the name. That's simple. But then you address the negative. This is a very, very powerful technique. It's where you go, hey, Andrew, I know you've received a ton of messages. It's addressing the negative. I am a message that you're receiving, and you've received a lot. That helps to disarm them. It's acknowledging their frustration, their fatigue, whatever. And then you go, but this is not like any other message you've received before. Oh, see what I just did there? I said there is a bunch of ones that are just like each other, but this is not that. This one was designed specifically for you. I never slander. I never insult. I actually compliment all the other agents on the post. Some of them are amazing agents, truly. But again, I've built something for you that I believe no other agent has put together for you. And I'm excited to share with you what it is. Then I just basically list what those things are, straightforward. If there's a little piece, like if it was about schools, I'll mention something about the schools. So again, I'm bringing it back to something relevant to the original post. And then I usually ask a question. I eventually got really bold. I started saying, has anyone else offered you these things at no extra cost? That way, if they say no to me, they're saying no to the reality that they know they're getting less if they go with anybody else. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's absolutely nothing wrong. I do not judge people for that, but I want them to understand, like, listen, I worked hard to put something together that everybody else could have done for you, and they didn't. But I did. And I haven't even met you yet, and I put this together for you. That should speak volumes.
I think the one thing that gets you is it gets you an ear, it gets you time. Now, that's all you're actually, when you introduce yourself to anybody, this is just across the world of human nature. It's not real estate, it's kind of sales. And whether everyone wants to admit it or not, throughout your day, every day you're in sales. Like, you're selling yourself on something, you're selling someone on you, whatever it is. And the initial gateway is always the hardest. And that could be because of fear, or because you know that person in this case might be just getting like completely overrun with messages. And the fact that you were going, hey, I've done this for you free. Like, if you don't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. But you've got 200 other messages. Has anyone else done anything? Like, I'm not throwing rocks. What I'm doing is like saying that, yeah, I don't have 25 years, but I am willing to go above and beyond for you. And I'm not sure what your experience has been, Rob, Peter, myself, though. There is something about the hunger of someone that's new into something where they don't really know their boundaries, and it usually works out in a way to benefit you, not hurt you, because they want to go so above and beyond, like where it just doesn't make any logical sense, no business sense, financial sense, usually at some point.
Yeah.
But because they want you to be their raving fan. And let's be fair, you should be if they've gone above and beyond. Like, we all want to do this in our lives. You know, now social proof is a huge thing. It's like, do you have people who are raving fans? And what you're really saying here is, hey, no sphere of influence, none of that, brand new, going into these Facebook groups, just doing the work, making myself stand out, going above and beyond. And that's where we're at so far. So keep going.
So the process then was, I'd find the post, save the post, don't lose sight of it, because it will disappear. But then I'd send them the message first. Then I'd go make a comment, and I'd go, hey, Andrew, I know you've gotten tons of comments already, but I just sent you a message unlike any other message you've received before.
Mic drop.
Right there. How can you not look at the message? If you see my comment, how could curiosity at least, right? Even if you've already decided, yeah, I'm using my brother, I'm using my next door neighbor as a realtor. Even if you've already decided on that, you still can't help but kind of go check it out. Go read it. You just can't help. But this dude just said he's different from all 300 others. He's either a liar or I kind of want to know what he's got. And so I would say that. And then I'd usually, if there was a little comment that I could say, again, relevant to the post. So let's, going back to the schools. And I also sent you something about the schools, whatever, something to remind them, like addressing your initial concern or request, but also something special, unique that you haven't seen before. The reason why you do that is that way when the comment pings, you already have another place for them to go. Because let's be honest, we get busy. Don't you dare say I sent you a message and then not have the message ready for them. So that's a really important aspect for it all. And so when I started doing that, I started to see more people respond. And then what I did is I started applying it to agents sending referrals, saying, who else has offered this for your clients?
Hey, Rob, I think one of the lingering questions is going to be like, I don't have a moving service. I don't have X service that I like to offer. I don't have, and I know we're going to talk about this and this is excuses, but how did you find the moving service? How did you find all the different things that you put inside of your VIP package or what do you call it?
Yeah.
I think that would be beneficial because We want to make sure there's something implementable in addition, so it doesn't stop the action. Because even though Facebook groups are forgiving and the cold calling is not, if you don't take the action and you don't take this and you don't put it in place, shame on you.
You'll get nothing. Yeah. No, great question, man. So obviously, remember, no money, or I should say no savings, right? I mean, I still sold some houses and had some money coming in every now and then, but no savings, had to figure out something. So it started with just having one unique thing and then going to a title company. So this is something I teach about a lot, just in general, no matter what, is stop looking at things in a one-dimensional way. Oh, I have my title guy and my title guy does title. Cool. That's it. That's the extent of your relationship. Why? How about this? What if you went to your title guy and you said, hey, Mr. Attorney, because there are attorneys here. In some states it's different. Hey, Mr. Attorney, everybody loves the fact that lawyers are kind of the end all be all. And when a lawyer writes off something as good, you feel really confident in it. My lawyer said this is good, right? And you feel confident. Would you agree? Pretty confident? Yeah. When a lawyer checks it off, you feel like, hey, that's their job. They know. Good. Okay. So I went to my title guy and I said, could you just do a free lawyer contract review for me on any contract that you're the title for? First of all, the title company's already going to do that, by the way, because you send them the contract, they review the contract, and they do their job. But I created an actual PDF that said free contract review from an attorney for them. I showed them that I would make sure that the title attorney would review this so that we know it was legally sound. How much did it cost me? Nothing. That's right. How much did it cost the attorney?
Maybe a little bit of his time or the paralegal's time, right? Which they write off anyways. But guess
what? He just established a more solid relationship with that client that most title companies can't.
Yep.
Most title companies are invisible. Let's be honest. They're invisible. They shouldn't be, but they are.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I'm in the house buying process myself right now, and I don't even know the name of the title company that we're going to be using.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's the point, right? And so it benefits his business. Remember, think of others. It benefits his business, and it adds another level of confidence to your client.
Yep.
If I'm the only guy who emphasized that I will specially make sure that an attorney will review their legal terms for them, out of 300 messages, that stands out. It's the biggest purchase of their life. You want to know that you've got the legal side of it down. So go to your title company, go to your lender. What can you do for me? What can you do a credit for them? Can you, depending on the laws of your state and all of that, can you do a credit for them? The lender wants more business too. Don't forget that. Hey, could we do a gift card for them? Hey, could you help me buy the boxes for them and the bubble wrap and the tape and the markers? Could we do these things together?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. So I just saved some money. The lender's getting more business.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.